What's going on, everybody? Your boy TheFlightMike back again with another video. And guys, I must admit, not to get personal with it, but it just feels so good to make news content for you guys again. Yesterday we came out with some Giannis and Antetokounmpo news, and for some reason a lot of people had this misconception that I felt like the tweets Giannis put out were real. That wasn't really what the video was about, but if you missed it, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. But today we have probably one of the most uplifting pieces of content that I have made all quarantine long, as it appears as if the NBA is laying out the framework to return this season. And I don't know, man, I have a feeling that within the next 2 to 3 weeks we might have something concrete. I don't know why, I just have this feeling. I don't have a source for it, but I'm gonna also give you guys the full story and you guys could decide that for yourself. Now, before we get to the content, guys, make sure you take a moment to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications so we can help this channel grow. But furthermore, guys, there is a chance that within the next week my channel gets taken down. If that does happen, please go to the description down below, follow me on Instagram, join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, any way that you prefer to get in touch with me. My backup channel is also in the description down below as well. Anything it takes. In the event that I have to restart, I want to make sure I have as many of you guys on board and knowing what's going on in the event that I do have to restart. But I'm staying fairly positive, staying fairly optimistic, and hoping for a very, very positive outcome from this entire situation. And finally, there's something really, really cool that happened in my last Twitch stream, and there wasn't a lot of people in there for it, and that kind of made me sad. But eventually, as I was playing Call of Duty with my boy Get Like Coop, we eventually got De'Aaron Fox in a couple of games with us. So this is something that I expect to be happening at a somewhat consistent rate, not only with De'Aaron Fox, but with other NBA superstars on Twitch. So make sure you're following me on Twitch so you guys could come through, interact with your favorite NBA players. And if you join my Discord server, you can even make requests as to who you feel like I should reach out to try to play video games with. Now that that's all out of the way, cue the intro! What's going on, everybody? Your boy TheFlightMike back again with some very, very uplifting content. Now, you guys understand that we are in the midst of a time that is unprecedented. We've never seen something like this happen before, where everyone's collectively quarantined in their homes. And I, of course, understand that people have their own perspective and their own analysis into our situation that they would like to give us. But for the most part, it appears as if the NBA is gearing towards potentially making a return this season. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers are expected to open up their practice facility on May 16th, which means that we should be getting some additional content on the channel. But furthermore, this comes with some discrepancies and some further complications. For example, there might be some players that are not comfortable returning to work given the times. On Monday, the Denver Nuggets are also planning to reopen the team facility, and there's multiple teams that are trying to reopen their facilities so they could relaunch regular practices. Now, these are going to be, once again, individual practices, so they're not going to have a lot of team practices, but this is a step in the right direction. But according to Adrian Wojnarowski, the NBA is going even further. Players have asymptomatic testing available to them during these times, and Woj clears that up in this tweet, saying that in municipalities where coronavirus testing has become readily available for at-risk healthcare workers, teams opening facilities for voluntary workouts will be allowed to administer COVID-19 tests to asymptomatic players and staffs. And he gave some examples of organizations that are going to be doing that, and that's going to be the Orlando Magic, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Los Angeles Clippers are expected to be among those able to conduct coronavirus tests of every player and staff member re-entering facilities for workouts, regardless of whether they're experiencing symptoms. This is very important just to ensure the safety of our players, just to make the players feel very comfortable, considering the fact that this is a time where we should be socially distancing from each other. Whenever you're guarding another basketball player, player, assuming we do relaunch the NBA season, you are literally up in that other player's grill, like you're practically face to face with them. So it's very important that players do practice social distancing, and this is conducted in a way that doesn't put any player's health at risk. Some teams that are opening today include the Portland Trail Blazers and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're going to be participating in the Mayo Clinic coronavirus antibody study that'll provide test results to the players, but it's going to be confidential, so you're not going to see any videos of me coming out and saying this player has coronavirus and that player has coronavirus, which thank goodness, because I hated making those videos. But the Players Association Executive Director Michelle Roberts had something to say about players that may potentially be uncomfortable returning until there's a vaccine or treatment for COVID-19. Saying that it is the $1 million question. I've got to confront that. It's an issue employers everywhere are going to have to confront, because I guarantee there's going to be at least one player, if not many more than that are going to have genuine concerns about their safety. We have to figure out what the response is to that. It's a tough one, and I don't pretend that I have an answer to that one yet. But according to this report, she and Adam Silver are going to continue to address those questions during the long, slow process ahead, and nothing is officially off the table. People complain when I hear, "I don't know," Michelle Roberts says, but there really are no easy answers to these questions. These are tough questions, and it's going to be a tough road getting to where we end up. So there isn't an official way that they can handle this. If a player doesn't feel safe playing, my assumption is that player isn't going to play. Otherwise, you're going to have multiple Kawhi Leonard, circa San Antonio Spurs type situations where the team feels like that player should play, but the player wouldn't want to play. But get this, on call with players today, Adam Silver had a couple of extra things to say in regards to how they're going to reopen the NBA season. The first thing is it would be safer to be in a single location or two locations to start. And the second is that the NBA doesn't have to make a decision on restarting in season in May, nor does it have to decide right away in June. Which kind of means if the NBA season is going to happen, it's going to be within this month or next month, but we don't know at what point they're restarting the season. So it could be interesting, because if the season starts, we're going to have basketball throughout the summer. Woj continues to say that some players told Adam Silver that they were feeling pressure from organizations to return to volunteer workouts at facilities. And Silver said he'd address it with team, sources said. Some players will not want to return to practice given the situation unless there's definitely going to be an NBA season. Woj continues to say that Adam Silver told players that he still hoped that the playoffs would include a 7-game series in every round. He told players that those series could move faster without the need for travel, staying in a single site. And Orlando and Las Vegas are the top sites. So you heard that report earlier that the NBA might restart in Las Vegas or at Disney World, which would be so interesting. You may see the playoffs move faster than you'd expect. With fans and buildings constituting 40% of league revenue, the NBA is working on creative ways on TV to deliver the games to audiences. Silver started to prepare players for the possibility of no fans in arenas next year without a vaccine. So this next NBA season could have no fans in the stands, which is going to be very weird because that kind of takes out the whole element of home court advantage. Now, Michelle Roberts also asked Silver on the call about the financial impact moving forward with the leagues and the players, and Silver just said that the collective bargaining agreement wasn't built for this, so he has no idea, and this is one of the most difficult challenges in NBA history. So he doesn't know how players are going to get paid, he doesn't know how to split the revenue. Everything is completely shaken up given the times. There's no basketball to be played, there's no ad revenue generated, there's no people in the stands, so a lot of things are going to be moved around and a lot of things are going to change. Adam Silver continues to say that he believes all of the 30 owners want to play again this season, despite the suggestion made to him on call of short-term financial advantages for some teams not to resume the season. But he called his owners competitors, saying that all owners are pretty much on the same page. Now, Woj continues to say that Silver explained to the players why the league wouldn't allow teams to use private team jets to bring players worried about commercial travel back to market for voluntary workouts. He cited trying to manage the competitive advantage among teams as one of his reasons. Now, Woj ends his Twitter rampage, which is a fantastic barrage of great news in my opinion, that if the season were to resume and players wanted a safer way to get back into market, Silver did leave open the possibility that the idea would be addressed again. So the way Adam Silver is coming off is they really go with the flow about how players are going to get paid and how players are going to travel. They're motivated to figure out a way to not put any of these players at risk, and they're trying to do it in a way that's right. Now, as I was editing this video, two very important pieces of news came out, and it's of course according to Adrian Wojnarowski, which resulted in me waiting a little bit more just to see if he was truly done with his tweets, and I believe at this point he is. So the first thing is how long training camp would be, and Adam Silver suggested that training camp should be 3 weeks as the minimum length that has been discussed within the league, this is the period where players are going to try to be getting back together, trying to get back into shape. I know personally I'm not looking so good in the midst of quarantine, so this period is absolutely essential. You can't just take 2 months off of basketball and then just jump back in when it's about to be playoff time as well. Adam Silver would conclude his call and say the fact that this is going to be hard and hard for a long time. We need to work together. Hard choices are coming. No one will agree on everything. There are some difficult days of collective bargaining coming with grim financial realities. And it's good to see that he's very realistic about the situation, but by saying that, it seems like the NBA is leaning more towards relaunching once again than to just standing pat for the next year. I am very confident that there is going to be an NBA season, and I'd like to get your opinion whether you think there will be an NBA season. But here's the biggest takeaway. It appears as if the NBA does relaunch, it is going to be done in Orlando and Las Vegas. That has not changed at all, so that should be another really interesting tidbit as to how the NBA is going to continue. Let me know what you guys think about all this news in the comment section down below. Do you think the NBA is handling this properly, or do you think they should be handling this a little bit differently? Do you think that they should relaunch given the times, or do you think that they're putting a ton of basketball players' health at risk? I personally would just be happy to get basketball back. Hopefully everything will be okay, and I'm just trying to stay as positive as I can be. But let me know what you guys think, because I'd like to hear what you have to say. I'm your boy, TheFlightMike, and I'll catch you guys in our next upload.